Hi, my name is Messiah, and this is my first video. um, yeah, this is my first video, first of many. What else can I say? We're in, at my home with my family, my mom and my dad. I love to play games. I have an Xbox, PC. I love to play The Sims, and yeah. I am currently doing a Legacy Rags to Riches challenge, and it's pretty much it. Yeah. You know, all I can say, I love playing The Sims 4 and every game in the franchise, mainly The Sims, even though right now it's not really working the best for me, but I'm trying to fix it. I also love, like, GTA. I play GTA. I like Nintendo, obviously, and Sonic, obviously. Excuse me. Listen to a lot of music. One of my favorite artists, probably say Lady Gaga. I listen to a lot of music, lots of different songs. I mean, I can't really say, like, oh, another person is right, because if I listen to more than like 3 or 4 songs, that's like, yeah, that qualifies to be my favorite artist, and that's why my favorite artist is who my favorite artist is, because I don't just listen to like 3 or 4 songs. I listen to like 10 or 12 songs by this one person. Like, yeah. I love to watch a whole bunch of TV. TV is like, this is like a version of, not a version of acting, but like, I'm considering maybe acting being my job when I get older, or maybe I could be a translator, sign language translator, because that's a useful skill for a person like me. Now, I'm not completely gone, but partial. So I could do that, or maybe an actor. I have a very colorful family. I could do, acting or something like that. Also, oh yeah, I just watch a lot of TV. I love watching. Well, I love watching animation. Obviously, I watch live action shit. Like, I just watch a lot of different TV. I watch Rick and Morty, Family Guy, Teen Titans Go, Futurama, The Simpsons. I also watch a whole bunch of Nick, like in Disney, Sweet Life on Deck, Rick, Nick, Dick, and Don, Best Friends Whenever, The Sweet Life, Jesse, Bunk. I just got finished watching Bunk like last year into this year. I don't know what's up with Alice in the Palace. If you know, you know. Austin and Ally. I binge watched Modern Family. Those are just shows I can name because I have so many shows that I watch. I just got finished watching Georgie and Mandy's First Wedding, so I've seen the prequel, this prequel spinoff, and the spinoff to the prequel spinoff to the show. I like Young Dylan. I saw that girl Lele, The Ghost of Molly McGee. Haley's on it. American Dad, that's another one. Then there's also other stuff I like to watch too, like Love and Hip Hop, which is a reality show. Love watching that. It's a good one. All the Love and Hip Hops, actually, that's a good one. I just recently started watching Wild Wops again. That's another good one. iCarly's a good one. iCarly's a good one. That's Drake and Josh, Kenan and Cal, all that. Nostalgic, right? My entire library of like games pretty much are like on my PC. I'm like a builder or creator type guy, you know, like building shit and you know, and I like playing too. That's why Sims is for me, because I build and I tell stories. I like that. That's a game for me. Another one that I haven't bought yet that I love to try is Teardown. I gotta get that. I got SimCity 4 just to make. I bought it not only to play it. I mean, I'm not gonna play it. Like, it won't be a thing on my channel, but I might play it once in a while. But I bought it so that I can make custom terrains for The Sims 2. Still haven't exactly figured that out. I need to figure out how, if anyone knows, please tell me how to like get my Sims 3 recognized as an actual game, because I bought it through, I think I bought the EA version, and I still don't know, even though it's the official version, in the sense it's not like it's from Steam or some other website or even Instant Gaming. That's great, check it out. Saves you money on Sims packs, especially Sims 3 and 4. Not really Sims 3, but kind of Sims 3, only just because the Sims 3, it's like you still have to buy those packs. They didn't like re-release the Sims 3 or anything like they did the Sims 1 and 2 just last year into this year, so yeah. That's the Sims 3. Sims 4 is way too high. At least you got bang for your buck with the Sims 2 and 3. Like, I mean, like, you literally had a whole expansion pack, which was a city life nightclubs expansion pack that also introduced the cults pretty much. It was like a city life by night. It was like a city life nightclubs expansion by day and a cults pack by night. Like, you get all of that in just one pack, and that's the Sims 3. Sims 4, it's like aliens pack. It's like a jobs pack with aliens, a werewolves pack, a vampires pack. Like, yeah, that's fine, but sometimes that don't always work. What the hell is up with those mermaids? They are not. They do absolutely nothing. I mean, they have powers, but like, you can't. You don't like. You, like their powers are just useless, and they don't really have anything to offer to the table because they don't have like a skill system like the rest of the occults do, except for like plant sims and like aliens. But besides that, I'm just saying, like, they really don't have a skill system. If they had a skill system, we would know what their powers are. That's why a lot of people don't know that mermaids have powers. I mean, of course, if you play on PC, I mean, some people say don't get these don't get these packs. Obviously, someone like me is gonna get all the packs because I love like binging and completing things. So obviously, we'll get all the packs. But you know, you probably shouldn't get all the packs. Only the ones like packs that are terrible and yeah. Like right now, I'm thankful that the Sims team did the whole update. So now you can see what type of packs go with which, like fantasy and supernatural packs. I want to get all the fantasy and supernatural packs out the way. I want to get all the family and friends packs out the way. All the love packs out the way, all of that stuff, right? And because I have a PC, obviously, even the terrible SHITY packs, however you say it, even those packs, like the mermaids who don't do nothing, or growing together is another one, or something like that. No, what's a really bad pack that people say don't get? I don't know. But I'm sure there's a couple of Sims 4 packs people really say do not get. Like, it just is it. It's like, oh, My Wedding Stories. That's one. Yeah, a pack like that. I'm sure there's a mod that does that does wonders for that pack. Like it does. Like there's a aliens mod that enhances aliens, and there's a there's a there's a what's it called? Oh, there's a mermaids mod for mermaids, or the superheroes and villains mod, which it goes hand in hand with the spellcasters and magic pack, Glimmerbrook, because you're if you're a bad witch, because I recently added, and that's something I'll be doing from time to time too. Like some Sims, I'll try to meet Sims in game, but I'll also have backup Sims too that I like made and cast or whatever, right? Specifically for story purposes. Like she met this guy, or this he met this girl, right? And so in like my last generation, or my second to last, I had one of my Sims marry Olive Spectre. I brought her in. The first Olive Spectre I tried, they didn't like each other, and I wanted it to work, so I figured maybe it's just that Olive Spectre. Turns out it was. I got a different one. She worked. Now this one, I had spruced her up in Cass, and then I pretty much, I pretty much turned her into a spellcaster and made her like an evil witch to kind of go with her Sims 2 vibes. But obviously, we know that Olive Spectre isn't really that bad. I mean, the Grim Reaper is just a creep who pushed up on her, and she may have had some feelings, but he tried too hard, and that drove her away. And that was like pretty much after the baby, because I mean, they obviously had a baby, so yeah, but it didn't go down the way he wanted it to because she was too creeped out. She finally found love, and he got rid of her love, and then that's pretty much that. Yeah. So I put an Olive Spectre in my game, and I pretty much, made that happen. And then after Olive Spectre, oh yeah, then I turned her into a witch. All I did was turn her into a spellcaster, a witch, whatever you want to call it. And then I went ahead and like pretty much maxed out all of her skills because I didn't have the pack yet, and I wanted it to be like for story purposes that she was this all powerful witch he met, because as it turns out, the sim who married her and had her child, I was using the extreme violence because I like realism. I mean, I go way beyond what you're thinking, you know? Like, there are some killers out here. There's some crazy people. Like, there's things just beyond going to work or this or that. Like, there's a bunch of mods out here that really enhance the game. And I try to only use mods that enhance the game. Like, the SMB mods, the banking and the financial center and just the mod in general. Those mods really enhance the game because you get like a credit card and whatnot. Also got that Zuru's ATM mod, yeah, or the Aliens Reloaded or the Lawyer Active Career. I got that mod, or the Mermaids mod, which I'll get later. Like, they enhance. I try to only get stuff that enhances the game already. Like, I have a bunch of packs. The packs aren't the problem. I can get the money for that. Like, buy the packs, but they aren't the problem. It's what it's the content that comes in the packs that's the problem. If it's not enough content, or maybe there's something that can enhance my game, like something that you would normally find regular in your game, because I do be downloading mods that I think about, like, oh, what if there's a mod for this? But, and they do be in my game, but I'm talking about like for my legacy. I try to do stuff like I want one of my legacy sims to be a lawyer who pretty much, becomes a police officer and is like a lawyer, and then like becomes a judge, maybe goes through the whole law system in The Sims 4, you know? And then also there's like a politician. I had a politician in my game. I wanted one of my Sims to be royal because, when I was thinking about doing all of this, my YouTube channel and everything, whatnot, uh, I obviously did think about a lot of this stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I want to do machinimas for this series, and I wanted to be like, and one of my machinimas, I wanted it to be like, we go back in time, kind of like I would be playing the game and showing you everything, but I wanted like a good chunk of my whole legacy to be a machinima and show you all the backstories and stuff. And I wanted, like, in like my third or fourth season with like my fifth or sixth generation, right? I wanted to show you the backstory of how literally everything came to be. I wanted one of my Sims to find out through like some, like maybe a royal Sim from back in the day is on their last deathbed and croaking, who's still living today, and then they're on their last deathbed and they're croaking, and then they send like their butler or whatever, kind of like a Despicable Me type thing, but they're royals. They're not like, he didn't just try to find his long lost twin just so he could be evil. No, like it's like they're connected, but they're like distant relatives, and he finds out that he's like enough percent to be able to take over. Like, he's obviously not just like 2% royal, and that, that would be like a low level rank royal, whatever is above commoner or and peasant or whatever, right? Like, yeah. So pretty much I wanted it to be a thing where it's like in the lore of my save, the guy who finds out that he actually did have a royal rich family, they would be in like Windenburg or whatever back in the day. Maybe it would look bigger in like the Sims 3 medieval. But pretty much, yeah, the guy found out that he was a Windenburg royal, and so he moved. He pretty much is. He had just enough money to have a house and to provide for like his two children and his wife, but they were pretty much broke. Like besides him going to work and having a job, besides like, cause she's kind of like a stay-at-home mom. So besides him like going to work and working and like at least him being able to provide enough for a house and to keep them afloat, they were pretty much broke. They weren't rich people. All they had was, like I said, their house and his job, and that was enough for them. For the longest time, that was enough. The their first child was probably gonna be like a little tiny kid, like 6 or 7, and maybe their second child would be like 4 or 5, you know. And again, for the longest time, that's what happened. And obviously, I think maybe the husband could have been the one who, sees all the power and is like, lets it go to his head and goes crazy. And pretty much his kids does the same thing because they don't know no better, but he should, right? So when they find out that they're royalty, he pretty much is like, what? And like, they aren't just like a Marquise and Marcus family, right? Who are worth like 100, like they make 100 grand a year, which accumulates over time to like $3-4 million. No, they are like king and queen rich because they are the king and queen. They are the lost royals, the king and queen. They come from a Windenburg family who died off, like I said, back during the Sims 3 medieval times. The family, uh I forgot what I said. Why I said they were gonna like pretty much die off and not become known anymore. Like something happened and pretty much people just kind of forgot about them over time. People just kind of forgot about them and their name got buried. So then this new guy, like I said, in one of my legacy sims, like I said, that I wanted to happen, he was obviously gonna come here and try to revive the dead family from like several generations ago, like 100 and something, all the way back in like the 1500s and whatnot. So yeah, he was gonna come back and revive it, but his wife had to talk some sense into him first, because as soon as he found out how much money they were worth, like once, like, because they gotta like, and he, the butler dude like sent the letter that the guy wrote and was like, oh yeah, and the guy also was like, oh yeah, and this is how much we're worth, and like you need to come here, and you know we're don't worry, we'll be fine and whatnot. They even had a because now I'm starting to think, yeah, the family knew a long time ago, back when they first started to die down and die out and people stopped remembering them. They wrote like their wills, as one would do, pretty much stating that we hope this tape we hope this tape gets passed down and revamped and remade throughout the generations, so that our legacy will always continue, in the hopes that if we ever die out and ever, pretty much be forgotten, that one day, yeah. And I didn't just want it to be like that. I wanted Windenburg to be like the central one, but like there's also, I forgot, it was like neighboring kingdoms too, because like this is a kingdom royalty one, so we got to do it big. So like, uh, Hemford on Bagley is like, I think Brindleton Bay is like England or some one of them like Hemford on Bagley and like Brindleton Bay. One of them is like England and France. So they're like London, England, and then France and Great Britain and all of that. All of that is like together. Like one is like Hempford on Bagley represents like England, France, Great Britain, all of that stuff together, I think. Or it was either Brindleton Bay, one of the two. And then the other one was like, I think Brindleton Bay was gonna represent like England and all of that stuff, and then Hempford on Bagley was supposed to be France, and of course Windenburg Windenburg represents like England and Great Britain, and then uh and then France was Hempford on Bagley, and then maybe yeah, because they were gonna live in like Willow Creek, and then they were gonna move to Windenburg and just be royals and whatnot. And then obviously in the next save their children were, yeah. And plus they were gonna be like royals too. They were gonna like really be famous celebrities and just get all the perks of being like a royalty family, right? But like I said before, the husband would pretty much go crazy with the power and the money. He just gets those crazy eyes like people get when they get behind the wheel. TV shows, yeah, that's pretty much how what happened to him. He got like those crazy eyes. He's like, and his wife is like, slow down, chill. You just found out you're rich and royal. You need to chill and think about this rationally. You don't want it to be, oh, I think I know what happened. Yeah, the original family from all those years ago, they had some generations back too, but they were like the notable generation because the son who took over obviously as king from his generations before like the 1500s medieval Sims 3 time. Yeah, so this again before the 1500s medieval Sims timeline, before all of that stuff happened, generations back, obviously that family ran generations back before that. But the noteworthy family came during that time, and the son who just had taken over, he was pretty much a terrible ruler and terrible king, and he pretty much lost our respect as a king, and his pretty much he was the downfall of the family. And now here's this new king, and his heir to the throne, his heir to the throne. Here they are, and yeah, they're just here, and they're here to do all of that. So yeah, they're here to try to rectify everything, and be rightful rulers and be, yeah. And I don't know, I just had a lot of ideas for my legacy. I wanted to do that's, yeah. I also haven't done it quite yet. What James Turner does, where he kind of branched out his legacy from just one sim marries another sim, has a baby. That sim has a baby. That sim has a baby. Where it's like one sim married another sim, or maybe one sim married one sim and they had a baby. But then you go over to here and the brother has a family too, and then you play as this sim in their life, but also playing the brother's family in his life, or the sister's family in her life, and like you gotta play both families, right? So I haven't necessarily done that yet and branched out and played as a family with like two kids yet, really, and seeing like what juggling two families, and I haven't necessarily done that yet. So that'll be something interesting, and I pretty much have to go now. So like, thanks for listening to my voice and seeing this face that took like 3 years to finally do. I just did it. There was no right or wrong way. I just did it, you know. So you'll be seeing a lot more videos from me. And thanks. Bye.